Well, yeah, that meeting is still underway behind me. Both the developers and the Arden and Western Community Associations have made their cases to the commission, and now we are in the thick of the public comment. A lot of arguments, a lot of counter arguments have been made today. The main issues, like you mentioned, are centering around water usage, sound and vibrations, power consumption, and the distinction of whether or not the project should be considered light or heavy industrial. Now, the developers say that their closed-loop water system designed to cool these computers will use around 600,000 gallons of water, but important to note, that's not going to be a daily usage number. Right now, it's unclear how often that water would need to be changed and disposed of, while the residents are concerned that the cooling of the water itself may actually result in evaporation or heat islands, but the developers do not believe that to be the case. One of its key points against the project surrounded a light versus heavy industrial distinction. The county code currently places data and information processing as light industrial. The Alliance spokesperson made the point that the server farm that was approved back in 2016 may have been considered light industrial then, but she argues that a hyperscale AI data center is not and should be heavy industrial, but the developers disagree with that distinction. Commissioners have been grilling experts on both sides of the argument. I spoke with one of the members of the Western Palm Beach County Alliance, and she told me that she has been pleasantly surprised with the quality and quantity of questions that commissioners have been asking everyone involved.
They've educated themselves. I'm very proud of them. I feel confident in them doing their job in protecting us. They really have dug in to know what questions to ask and to look out for how they're going to keep the applicant in check, that they follow through with what they say they're going to do. So I'm very pleased with the questions that they're asking.
Now, very important to remember here, back in 2016, this site that we now know as Project Tango has already been approved for more than 2 million square feet of data center and warehouse space. What the developers are asking for here today is more square footage on top of that. And in the last few minutes, a county staff official did inform me that if this is a tie vote, that will result in a no. But right now, I want to bring in my colleague, Cassandra Garcia. Now, Cassandra, you have been focusing on what's been coming out of the public comment. What sticks out to you?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's the sheer amount of people that have stood there and sat through the entire length of the meeting. I mean, we're talking about a full day meeting, and there is still standing room only in that room. Now, a lot of the people have flooded the hallways inside the building, and there's even a satellite location outside just for the overflow. As we've all seen in the 8 months we've been following the story, there are a lot of opinions on the project. Comments we've heard so far have been both factual and also emotional in a lot of ways. The bulk of the concerns include that noise concern, environmental impacts, water usage, and the heat that may come from the building. Now, we also briefly heard from some community members on the other side of the argument who are in favor of the project.
Whether one supports this specific project or not, we should all support a fair, predictable, and consistent process. When applications that satisfy adopted criteria are denied for reasons outside those standards, it creates uncertainty for every property owner.
Yes, over 80 people have requested to speak during that public comment, and a lot of them are still waiting to speak before the board. That public comment really only just got started about 40 minutes ago, so it's still unclear when commissioners will make their final vote later tonight. In West Palm Beach, Cassandra Garcia, WPTV News.